Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here. As you guys can see up on the screen, today we're going to be going through the LCS playoff bracket. Obviously, the regular season just wrapped up. We have the entire playoff bracket ready to go now. I'm going to be going through each matchup, giving my short thoughts and opinions, but mostly just my predictions overall of what I think is going to happen in every series, all the way up to the finals, who's going to win, who's going to MSI, all that good stuff. I will say a couple things about the format. One, LEC, please take notes. You don't need to do a 2-week break in between the regular season and the playoffs happening. You can just start the playoffs. These are kicking off this weekend for the LCS. You can see there April 2nd is going to be the first game. I believe that is Saturday. That is very, very exciting. But one thing I don't love about the LCS format is, one, the number 1 seed didn't get to pick who they were playing against, which I think is really, really stupid. I don't think it mattered here because TL was going to pick EG no matter what. Then we're going to pick 100 Thieves. But also, the other thing I don't like is, like, in the LEC, we saw the 5th and 6th seed, Vitality and Excel playing against each other. And then, having this whole kind of lower bracket gauntlet. We don't have that in the LCS. We have the losers coming down to GG and Fly. So GG and Fly are actually getting like a bye week to watch the other teams play. So stupid. It's just a terrible format from the LCS. LEC, I think, almost has like an objectively better format. I think the LCS should definitely take that from them, and the LEC should take the 2-week lack thereof, a 2-week break away from the LCS, and we have the best of both worlds. Super weird. With that being said, let's get right into this. Starting at the top, TL versus EG. I know, Jojo Punis came out and said, like, oh, this is your GOAT. He hasn't been impressed by Bjergsen, yada, yada, yada. This TL team, with Green Card Core JJ, with everyone, they had some ups and downs during the regular season. They still have this weird random issue of throwing mid-game, just randomly. They'll have, and they almost did it against TSM too. They'll have these big leads and they'll randomly throw it a tier 2 tower, randomly throw just for no reason. But overall, this team has so much best of 5 experience. Bjergsen, Bwipo, Hansama, Core JJ. It's so crazy. I think they're going to be just on a whole nother level in best of 5s. They have so many ways to win. They have so many players they can play through. I think EG is just going to be totally outmatched. I think EG has a lot of good things going for them. Inspired, Danny, Jojo Pune, how young, how talented they are. I think they're going to be great for years to come. This is one of the few developmental rosters that I'm actually excited about in North America. Not whatever mess TSM has going on. But I do still think EG is way outmatched here. I think they will ultimately get 3-0'd by TL. So I have TL moving on up here. C9 against 100 Thieves. This is an absolute banger of a matchup. I'm so excited for this one. Like TLEG, don't really care that much about that one. I don't think it's going to be that fun. I don't think it's going to be that exciting. But C900 Thieves, these two teams are so close. These two teams are so equally matched in a lot of different ways. And they have, honestly, like an interesting rivalry. I think, obviously, as of late, yes, it's just spring regular season. Yes, it's just best of ones. But as of late, 100 Thieves has definitely been better. They've been looking better. They've been playing pretty good. They've been ramping up as the season went on. So I think C9 might be in a little bit of trouble here, but I think these two teams are a very close match. I think these two teams, especially with the form they've been showing recently, should be in for a fun series. I'm taking 100 Thieves 3-2 over C9 in this one, which bumps C9, down to the losers bracket. We have 100 Thieves right here moving on to this matchup with TL. C9 against EG in the lower bracket. I don't really think this is going to be much of a series. I'm not that worried about this one for C9. I'm going to take C9 3-1 over Golden Guardians. I'll give Golden Guardians a game because I think Golden Guardians has been, a decent team. I think they have some ways to win. But overall, I think C9 should be able to take care of business there. We have EG against Fly. This is another one. Fly has maybe surprising people this year. They've looked good. Obviously, Takoyi coming in looking good. Jose Dioto looking a lot better than he did last season. And I think Aframu has been a very, very nice, solid piece for this team. But overall, I just think EG is way more talented. I think it's going to be a tough. FlyQuest is a nice story, but I just think they're going to run out of steam in the playoffs. I think it's going to be tough for them to win too much. And I think EG's talent is just going to shine through. EG coaching staff, the players they have, the system they have in place, I think should be able to show up big in this series, even though I have been, overall kind of disappointed by EG's regular season after showing how good they can be in the lock-in tournament. But yeah, FlyQuest, I don't really see them being able to do anything there. Then we get to these really, really good series. I think everyone knows that these are kind of the 4 best teams in the LCS. I think that's what everyone's thought for quite some time, even though EG had a shaky regular season, even though 100 Thieves didn't always look as great during the regular season. I think these 4 teams in a little bracket is going to be very, very fun to watch. TL against 100 Thieves. I think 100 Thieves has a lot of firepower. I think they have ways to test TL. I think they have ways to push them to the limits. But again, I think TL is too good. I think this is the most talented team the LCS has ever seen. Yes, TL hasn't looked 100% on the same page. Bwipo, you have to remember, didn't even play top lane last year. Bjergsen, or he didn't play last split top lane. Bjergsen didn't even play professionally at all last year. CoreJJ has been in and out of the starting lineup. They've had so many issues. I think once we get into playoffs, once they start ramping up, once they start getting their feet wet in some best of fives, I think TL is really going to be able to push things to a whole nother level. I have them 3-1 over 100 Thieves, but man, this is going to be another very, very fun series. This is one that I cannot wait to watch. C9 against EG in the lower bracket. I think C9 is just going to be on a whole nother level from them. I really think, even though this is clearly the top 4 to me, I think it's clearly a top 3 in the LCS, with EG a pretty distant 4th away from TL, 100 Thieves, and C9. So I think EG could be exciting, and I think they definitely have ways to win games. Impact is a very good player. Vulcan is a very good player. Danny has a knack of showing up in the big moments, and Inspired, when he's at his best, he's very, very good as well. But again, I think this team lacks some experience. I think this team, just lacks some consistency, and maybe lacks, at least at this stage in their development and in their roster, a little firepower compared to some of these, better, more veteran, more kind of grizzled teams as well. So I don't know if I love EG's chances in the playoffs, and I see C9 showing up in a big way. I have C9 3-1 here over EG, moving on to this rematch against 100 Thieves, where I think 100 Thieves coming off a loss. Maybe they have to show some stuff against TL. Maybe, they get pushed to the limits a little bit. C9, after winning a couple series up through the lower bracket, after already having lost 100 Thieves once, in my predictions at least, in a very, very close series at the beginning, I could see C9 coming back. I think it's very, very difficult to beat a team twice in a short time span in best of fives, unless you're, just clearly better than them. I mean, if that's the case, sure. But, C9, again, as of late, they've looked a little shakier. This Summit kind of wasn't popping off as hard towards the end of the year. And especially against 100 Thieves, it's a tough matchup for them because Someday has been a beast all regular season. Someday coming back in 2022 in a big way after kind of a rough 2021. But keep in mind, just because 100 Thieves has popped off a little bit more lately, and they had that 7-game win streak, and they did all these things, 100 Thieves, for whatever issues C9's had of late, 100 Thieves went through their fair share of issues throughout the season as well. And again, best of fives are a whole different beast. They are a whole nother animal. I could see C9 definitely finding a way to bounce back later on in the playoffs and get this one done. But I think it's going to be very, very close again, because I think these teams are very evenly matched, and I think they match up well with each other in a lot of different ways. I think there's so many interesting and different exciting storylines and matchups in this one. I'm taking C9 3-2 over 100 Thieves for C9 to make it to the finals, and I'm going to be at these two games. I'm going to be at this, match 6 here in Houston, Texas, and then I'm going to be here in the grand finals for TL against Cloud9, and I'm going to be so excited to see this, getting to watch Bjergsen play in person once again. This will be the second time that I've seen that in my life if TL is able to go this far, and just seeing all these fun, exciting players, getting to see LCS back in person again. It is going to be so awesome. I am so excited. You guys have no idea. And if these are some of the matchups I get to watch, that's going to be just absolutely amazing. But I do, in the end, see TL taking this one 3-1 in the finals over C9. I see TL representing North America at MSI, and I'm not sure how they're going to do there. I'll have to see how this playoffs unfolds. I think at times TL has looked amazing during the regular season, but at times they've definitely had moments, they've definitely had games, they've definitely had weeks where I'm like, oh man, maybe this team isn't ready for MSI. I don't know. Either way, I hope they go to MSI. I hope they perform well. But even if they don't, I hope they learn a ton from it and they're able to use it to come back to North America, help all of our other teams get better, and end up having a great Worlds performance. Because at the end of the day, you can do whatever you want at MSI. Whether you do well, suck, whatever, everyone remembers what you did at Worlds. You can either make up for a bad MSI performance, you can have everyone forget a good MSI performance. It doesn't matter if you don't get the job done at Worlds. So whatever ends up happening in spring playoffs, MSI, whatever, it's not going to matter too much. But I hope 100 Thieves, C9, TL, I hope they all perform well. I hope they all learn a bunch. I hope they all push each other to their limits. Because at the end of the day, I just want to see the LCS succeed. But I do think TL is an amazing team. I think they're the best team in the LCS. And I think I would be happiest with them as our LCS representative, at least at this point in time. And I do think that that's what's going to happen. But that is pretty much it for this video today, guys. Let me drop a like if you did enjoy it. I would appreciate that so much. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what your guys' predictions are. What do you think the finals is going to be? Who do you think's taking it home? Who's going to MSI? And how do you think they're going to do? I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe, stay up to date on all my latest content. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. But until then.